Mineral Deficiency and Illnesses by Hisatake Nojima, M.D. Narrated by Tom Zingarelli. Mineral deficiency has been the cause of all of these modern-day diseases and lifestyle illnesses. Hisatake Nojima, M.D. Preface. Modern-day diseases such as cancer, diabetes, atopic dermatitis, hay fever, and the like have become more widespread in advanced countries where industry saw its development and where living standards improved. This book demonstrates terrible oversights committed by scientists and governments that have inflicted modern-day diseases upon the citizens of developed countries. These acts equate to the killing of their own people. This fact cannot be easily ignored. One of my aims in publishing this book is to offer condolences to the tens of thousands of people in developed countries who, through no fault of their own, continue to die each passing day as a result of these modern-day diseases. The second of my goals comes from my wish to bring about a total release from such modern-day diseases and illnesses that our lifestyle seems to cause in people today. The long-held belief that an unhealthy nutrition is the cause of disease and that illness can be cured if the unhealthy nutrition is improved led to the phrase Isyoku Dojin, foods and medicine from the same origin. This phrase has been frequently cited. While the use of this phrase has decreased, modern-day diseases nonetheless have proliferated. As will be explained in more detail later in the book, neither scientists nor governments noticed that the chief cause of diseases such as cancer, diabetes, stroke, cardiac infarction, atopy, hay fever, etc., was from the deficiency of minerals called trace minerals. Nor was it recognized officially that many of the world's current population lack these trace minerals, which are in fact necessary for maintaining a healthy body, and therefore suffering from a form of malnutrition. Vast sums of taxpayers' money have been thrown into sundry tests and researches in the name of finding treatments for these modern-day diseases. Scientists and government officials, however, have been unaware of the most important cause and have instead been content with their own irrelevant research findings that bore no original purposes of these researches. Since the effectiveness of the methods of treatment and medicines which have been developed has not improved in the slightest, the scientists have found themselves in an uncomfortable position. They have changed their research objectives and created a new research theme, the so-called gene therapy, and yet in doing so have thrown away yet more huge amounts of people's tax money. Relying on excuses in genes as the cause of these diseases, people have kept their hopes up in the advancement of high-tech medical treatments. From genome analysis, sundry genes that cause sundry illness have gushed out like artesian water. People naturally assume that the researchers that have uncovered these results have to be on the leading edge of science. The media has reported as such. However, I cannot help but think that today's medicine and treatments are riding on a wrong horse. I believe the main problem of mineral deficiency and what drove today's people to nutritional imbalance lie in modern-day agricultural technology. Mankind has come through many long, harsh years of battling against the risk of starvation. It came up with farming methods of mass production of foods as the trump for solving this battle, based on inorganic farming, and because inorganic farming has been hailed as a great success, its considerable flaws have remained concealed. Yet, because of modern agricultural methods which have set their sights on inorganic farming, plants, crops have lost their ability to activate their stress genes, such as tolerance. Because of this, you now find a situation where 1 adult in 6.3 is driven to diabetes. Overeating has been nothing but a trigger to illnesses. The number one cause of death is malignant tumors. Over 1 in 4 people continues to die as a result of these demons. The fact that a great number of unfortunate people are diagnosed as having cancer to be treated by the wrong treatment to die makes me grind my teeth in frustration. Scientists and doctors' failure to recognize mineral deficiency as the major cause of modern-day diseases, and their opposition to the use of super mineral water as a treatment, leaves me feeling so angry that I almost wish to resort to litigation in a court of law. The reason these scientists and doctors get snared in this obvious pitfall so easily is because until recently it was impossible to accurately measure trace minerals. Scientists have ignored their contribution to health because they could not even measure the trace amounts themselves. They said and say that trace elements are included in all plants and animals, and it was assumed that their presence was merely incidental. In an age when new discoveries are being made in other fields in rapid succession, where the glory of Nobel Prizes is bestowed upon people based on who breaks new ground faster than anybody else, why should anyone even bother to consider the value of mineral research in which trace elements have been hiding? The functional emergence of genes is absolutely dependent on trace elements. Even if the mother turtle, or in this case the genes, is in good health, if the health of the baby turtles, here the trace elements, declines, then the health of the third generation of turtles, protein, will also fall. Metabolic disorder is the forerunner of a disease. Genome analysis has shown that this process occurs in various organisms, and researchers need to mobilize to look into the function of each gene. For the time being, people are left to wait for scientists to recognize the significance of trace elements. A day may come when scientists acknowledge that the cause of current diseases is in modern farming techniques, when our government may lay down administrative guidelines for fertilizer manufacturers. Until then, we'll simply have to endure with what we got. Supplements of supermineral water can restore levels of trace elements and offer many people an escape from modern-day diseases. Yet social acceptance of this has been slow in coming. The name trace elements, which was so labeled because they are found in very small amount in living things, has also led to problems. There will come a day when trace elements are referred to as gene minerals and can take their lofty place at the center as fathers of genes. I myself look back at these past 11 years of research and recognize that initially, when the effectiveness of different amounts of supermineral water on different diseases was still unknown, they were days of feeling my way back through the dark. Nevertheless, my belief in its effectiveness as a treatment for cancer and its value in treating burns have become deeper. Moreover, I have come to realize, in a considerably shorter time, its great potential in the treatment of all the things we call disease. But again, at this point I ran into another problem. It would not have been a problem in the days of the past when science was in its neophyte state, but it is a problem in modern medicine today because the science cannot accept that one treatment is effective for a multitude of diseases. In today's world, with our advanced field of pharmacology, it is considered impossible for one medicine to cure all ills. Science opposes the notion that the same medicine can be used to treat disease such as cancer, diabetes, and atopy. At the earlier stage, I was resoundingly denied a notion that mere water can cure cancer, diabetes, and atopy. While I feel that it can't be helped, I firmly believe that those days will be over soon. Thanks to ICPMs, it is now possible to measure the trace amount of an element such as uranium in tap water. As genes come more and more into the limelight, the day approaches when trace elements will play a leading role, signaling the long, hard road that I have struggled along with trace elements. Mineral deficiency has been the cause of all of these modern-day diseases and lifestyle illnesses.